This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather in New York and Connie Chung at the Winter Olympics in Norway.
Good evening. The U.S. government today acknowledged one of the biggest espionage cases in American history. A senior officer of the Central Intelligence Agency and his wife are under arrest tonight, accused of spying for the Kremlin for years. This is an incredible story. We have a series of reports about it. First, correspondent Linda Douglas on how the couple allegedly sold out their country and how they finally got caught.
In a stunning sign that the Cold War may not yet be over, Justice Department officials today charged Aldrich Ames and his wife Rosario with spying on America for the Russians. Ames was arrested on his way to his job at the CIA, where he has worked for 31 years. In the 1980s, Ames was the head of Soviet counterintelligence, a position with top-secret clearance. Today, the FBI combed through the Ames Arlington, Virginia home. Investigators believe the couple was paid $1.5 million for spying over 6 years. Neighbors remembered thinking it was odd that they had so much money living on a government salary.
They bought this house for cash at the top of the market in 1989, paying over $400,000 for it. And they also bought a brand new Jaguar and a new car.
According to court documents, beginning in 1986, Ames held numerous meetings with Soviet embassy personnel, which he did not report. Later, he made frequent large deposits of cash. Some was deposited in Virginia banks. The FBI charges Ames communicated with his Russian handlers through an elaborate signaling system, leaving chalk marks on certain mailboxes near the Russian embassy, indicating that documents were stashed for pickup in nearby Washington neighborhoods. Last year, the FBI bugged the Ames home and later secretly entered the house. Neighbors note sadly that the couple has a 5-year-old son who is now with family members.
I don't know them, so I wouldn't know whether they were the type of person that would do this sort of thing or not, but you never think there's a spy in your neighborhood.
The couple will be back in court on Friday. If found guilty, they could spend the rest of their lives in prison. Linda Douglas, CBS News, the Justice Department.
The CIA now reportedly says that it suspected there might be a mole in the agency as far back as 1985. Ames had been under investigation for a couple of years. CBS News national security correspondent David Martin has been checking into Ames's background. David, what did you find out?
Well, Dan, one of his former bosses called Ames a, quote, lazy, incompetent alcoholic, unquote, and another said he was a third-rate officer. But I have to tell you, whenever an intelligence officer is exposed as having worked for the other side, everybody who knew him invariably says they always thought there was something wrong with the guy. But if you look at his career, he served for 31 years and was never more than a mid-ranking officer. So his performance must have been fairly mediocre. And you know, it wouldn't be the first time an intelligence officer became disgruntled and went over to the other side because he'd been passed over for a promotion or a pay raise he felt he deserved.
But David, Ames clearly had a key position at the CIA, so I guess one question tonight is, what kind of information could he have provided Moscow?
Well, one officer who once headed the division where Ames worked said he had, quote, enormous access, detailed access, anything he wanted, unquote. Ames specialized in recruiting Soviet officials and intelligence officers, so he was in a position to reveal the identities of CIA agents inside the Soviet Union. The arrest warrant mentions one specific agent he allegedly blew in 1990, a KGB officer whose CIA code name was Prologue, but I'm sure there were many more.
David Martin, live at the Pentagon. Thanks. Betrayal on a wide scale, if this tale is true. President Clinton says that he's taken the Ames case very seriously, partly because of that. He ordered an immediate damage investigation today. However, the investigation will be done by the CIA with some help from the National Security Council. Still to be determined is the impact on relations between Washington and Moscow. CBS News White House correspondent Rita Braver has that part of the story.
President Clinton returned to the White House to huddle with his national security advisor and discuss what to tell the public about the espionage